They were called a six-pack, an instrument cluster, a standard T configuration. And for generations of GA pilots, these were the circles of life. The 6 3-inch gauges that, taken as a whole, provided the speed, attitude, altitude, and navigation information that pilots needed to keep their aircraft flying precisely where they wanted it to go. But then Garmin came into the picture. And suddenly, everything came together in the new G500 retrofit flight display system. This amazing glass cockpit package lets you replace those 6 round dials in your panel with something even better. A sleek, reliable, large format data center that consolidates all primary flight, navigation, and sensor information into one multitasking unit. Designed specifically for Class 1 and Class 2 aircraft, that is, single or twin engine models under 6,000 pounds, the G500 makes updating to glass even more affordable for the smaller classes of general aviation aircraft. The 10-inch wide bezel fits neatly into the same panel space once occupied by the standard 6-pack mechanical instruments. And better still, the existing airspeed indicator, artificial horizon, and altimeter can now be relocated in the panel to serve as standby instrumentation in many cases. Then, keeping things simple, the G500 glass upgrade also retains your aircraft's existing fuel gauges and engine instruments, as well as other panel electronics like audio panel, comm and nav radios, and autopilot if installed. Your Garmin GNS 530W, 430W, or GNS 480 WAS GPS will provide the system with navigation information. Then, for even more flight integration, G500 also has built-in support for selected autopilots and flight directors. By converting GPS data into heading commands, the G500 enables even older model heading mode autopilots to fly the displayed flight plan, automatically sequencing through course changes, procedure turns, holding patterns, and so on. Of course, no matter how your G500 upgrade is configured, just know that those sensitive mechanical gyros will no longer be positioned as your primary instruments. They've been superseded by Garmin's rock-solid AHRS, our attitude and heading reference system. Providing attitude, heading, and turn rate information, the AHRS precision and dependability have been proven through Garmin's industry-leading G1000 integrated cockpit systems. With flight hours now totaling in the millions, you can count on Garmin AHRS to drive your G500's primary instruments with flawless digital accuracy. Connecting through your plane's existing electrical system, the G500 combines state-of-the-art glass flight deck capability with features and pricing you can feel good about. All backed by Garmin's award-winning product support. It's the smart way to give your aircraft a whole new lease on life. Check it out. On the G500 display itself, two 6.5-inch LCD screens mounted side by side in the bezel let you see at a glance the information you need, without scanning a whole panel full of gauges or sequencing through page after page of individual sensor information or navigation screens. The displays are large, crisp, brilliant, and oh so easy on the eyes. On the left-hand screen, the primary flight display, or PFD, displays attitude, airspeed, climb rate, altitude, and course heading information, along with nav information that includes next waypoint, distance, track, and ground speed. The G500's attitude display is over 50% larger than you'll see on a traditional 3-inch attitude indicator. On the bottom part of the display, there's a full-function HSI that can also show bearing pointers. Plus, with selected autopilots, full flight director cues can be displayed. In fact, the G500 can even function as your primary attitude reference for the autopilot, with an optional adapter for analog attitude information. This adapter, which is sold separately, enables reliable AHRS data to drive the system, in place of your old costly-to-maintain gyro ADI. The Pfd controls are simple. A single button push and knob twist lets you adjust heading, altitude, and vertical speed bugs as well as coarse or baro settings. Other PFD settings are changed through smart soft keys on the bezel. And there's even room to display digital outside air temperature and your real-time true airspeed on the PFD screen. Then, as if that weren't enough, consider Garmin's SVT, Synthetic Vision Technology. It's optionally available on G500 as a PFD enhancement, offering a 3D topographic view of your flight situation. Using sophisticated graphics modeling, Garmin SVT tracks the navigation system's terrain alerting database to recreate a virtual reality landscape of ground and water features, obstacles, airport locations, and traffic, all shown in relative proximity to the aircraft. Runways and thresholds are clearly and accurately depicted. And for airborne alerting on aircraft equipped with an optional traffic system, the SVT display shows familiar TCAS-style symbology in 3D perspective, so you can visually gauge how high and how close any relevant traffic targets are. Garmin SVT helps put all your flight data in context, and it promises to bring a whole new level of situational awareness to your G500's PFD. Now, let's look over on the right-hand side of the G500, where the other panel serves as a feature-rich, high-resolution multifunction display, or MFD. This screen provides detailed moving map graphics of the aircraft's current position in relation to terrain features, chart data, flight plan routings, and so on. An aviation database is used to overlay airports, airways, nav aids, airspace boundaries, and other navigation essentials. What's more, at the top of the screen, you'll always have the real-time actual wind speed and direction affecting your aircraft provided by the included Garmin Air Data computer. There's also optional TIS-TAS interface capability to help you spot traffic in busy airspace. By simply pressing a soft key, you can select from several charting options and easily add or remove details on screen. Among the options available, U.S. Data Link weather coverage featuring NEXRAD radar, surface reports, terminal forecasts, winds aloft, lightning strikes, storm cell data, echo tops, TFRs, the works. Plus, there's even a dedicated page that lets you scroll through and control over 170 channels of XM digital audio for en route entertainment. What's more, to further simplify cockpit management with on-screen paperless approaches, the G500 comes standard with Garmin flight charts, which give you electronic versions of U.S. National Aeronautical or NACO terminal procedures. With flight charts, you'll have access to all U.S. approach plates currently published by NACO, including 14,000 approach procedures, SIDs, and STARs at over 2,900 airports. But if you prefer, there's also an option that lets you enable Garmin Chart View, featuring Jeppesen instrument approach plates and airport surface charts for the G500. Chart View is unique in its ability to overlay a geo-referenced aircraft symbol on the electronic approach chart, providing a visual cross-check of your progress inbound. Thanks to its unique size and configuration, the G500 is especially user-friendly during instrument approach operations. Because unlike most glass cockpit offerings, this one provides both PFD guidance and a large MFD for displaying electronic approach charts or the moving map, right in the pilot's primary field of view. There's no need for cross-panel head or eye movement during those busy phases of the approach. Then, once you've touched down on the runway, you will always know which way to turn, thanks to Garmin Safe Taxi. Offering detailed airport diagrams for over 900 U.S. airports, Safe Taxi lets you see where to go at a glance, even at unfamiliar airports. Runways, taxiways, hotspots, buildings, aprons, and ramps. You'll see it all on Safe Taxi, along with your aircraft's current position and direction of travel, so you'll always have a clear idea of where you're heading on the airport. Garmin G500. It's the one you've been waiting for, at a price you can afford.